everybody, GregGore here, and I'm coming at you with a 500 subscriber milestone. I can't believe it. I seriously can't believe it. This is awesome. I can't thank you guys enough because obviously I would not be able to do this without you. It's incredible the amount of feedback and the amount of support that I've been able to get from you just from a few months, to be honest. One of the things that I asked you guys to send to me is questions because I wanted to do a Q&A. That's something that you seem to be interested in, so I'm more than happy to oblige. So I had asked you on Twitter to give me your questions, and then I would put them together and see which ones I want to answer. I gathered all of those together, and I took a few out. So that'll be coming up soon. But first, I want to continue my thank yous because I think that's very important. Only after starting this channel 5-6 months ago, to get to 500, that's something I just did not expect, to be honest. I really didn't, and I'm just, again, so thankful. The amount of support that I've been getting from the community, in particular. I was invited to a Twitter group of other small YouTubers to basically collaborate, discuss, offer advice, show support. There's a whole bunch of guys in there that have been more than supportive. They've given me so much, advice, recommendations on, editing software, how I should do the videos, what software to use, how to, basically all the logistics behind the editing and syncing up sound and my teasers and intros and art and all that kind of jazz. I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate it. So I want to just do a really quick shout out, and I do apologize if I do miss somebody because I know I will, and if I do, you'll be in the next one. But I want to start out with Mark, Yutzman Gaming. He actually is such a cool dude. He is so supportive. He's always there. It's like he never leaves. He actually does a shout out every week on his radio station, and he, not only on the radio station, but he records it, so he does a video every week that shows his support for other small channels that he thinks cool, and I genuinely honored to be one of those, and I hope he continues it because it's a really great thing that he does, and at least I know for me it was greatly appreciated, so thank you, Mark. And then there's Average Joe, cool dude. He turned me on to Dead by Daylight. I was kind of hemming and hawing, and I think I saw like maybe one of his videos, and that's all it took. I was hooked, so I had to go get it. And I tell you, Joe, I want to collaborate. I'm telling you right now, we got to get in on little private matches. You, me, bunch of other guys that I'm going to list in a minute. Lord Ridiculous, and he is anything but ridiculous. Cool dude, and boy, he's got a Rocket League too. But I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it. Then you get the Afro Show gameplay. Afro Show, super cool dude. And I'm going to say the same thing about everybody because you guys are all, really helpful, very positive, very supportive. You're there, present. The way that you do videos, the kind of videos you do are different. The way you approach them are different, but everyone has a talent in doing it the way that works for them, and so that you don't have a lot of repeat cookie cutter type of YouTubers. So Afro, I like his his blogs, his Sunday show. They're really cool. It's fun to it's funny to see like a genuinely really nice guy play games like Resident Evil and Driver and I really dig those games because I never played them. I didn't have a PlayStation. I was Nintendo and then Xbox 360. But anyway. Really cool guy, and Afro, thank you, I appreciate it. Then there's Morxaton, holy crap, Morxaton, I just have one thing to say to you besides thank you. More Fuki, that's all I gotta say. More Fuki. He's gotta get a haircut though. I digress. We got Strike Raid Union. He does comic book reviews, and I am a huge comic book guy. I grew up, Marvel, DC, mostly Marvel. Every Tuesday as a kid, I would take my money from a newspaper route, and I would go to the general store and get the new comics and run right home and read them. That's what I did. Screw the homework. So, and I really like his take, the way he presents it. The editing is really good, and his insight to what is happening in the comic or in like with DC Rebirth. What's kind of a summary of what's happening in the entire week. That way you don't have to necessarily buy 10 different issues every week. It's really cool. And Strike, I really appreciate the support that you've been giving me. And then there's Neo from Vicious Studios. Cool channel, cool guy, really helpful. He's always there to show support, give me feedback, say, hey, good job, I really like this video. This was really cool about the video. And he's really helped me out within Twitter, within Clan YouTube, and giving me advice on some of the things that I've asked them to take a look at. And again, I really appreciate it. So I know that I miss people, and I do apologize, but I don't want to make this, 2.5 hours long, because you sure in hell won't watch it. I wouldn't. I don't think I'll watch it if it's 2.5 hours long. This is my damn video. I just want to say I genuinely appreciate any and all feedback that has been given to me, and I hope that I've put it to good use, because I want to improve my content every day. I'm never satisfied. This is a passion of mine, because it's so much fun. It really is. When I started doing this, I didn't know whether or not I'd have an audience. I didn't know whether or not what I could contribute out there would be interesting to people. And the fact that it is interesting to some people, that validates what I do. And I have you to thank for that. So I'm obviously going to keep doing this, and I'm going to continue to make it bigger, better, more entertaining for you. So I'm going to keep it coming. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually answer some of the questions that you guys sent to me. Let's start with, why did I get into YouTube? Well, to be honest, I really didn't know much about YouTube other than using it for an instructional type of medium. I own a house, and a lot of the things that I did around the house, I learned on YouTube how to do, whether it's to build a deck, or lay tile, or do a hardwood floor, replace a door, you name it that I did around the house. I learned by using YouTube. But I didn't know that there was people out there that were playing games, recording themselves playing games, and doing commentary. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm showing my age, clearly. My wife and I wanted to start a family, and we tried for several years, and it didn't work out for us. So we went with Plan B. Plan B involved fostering, with the hope of adopting. So a few years ago, we got licensed to be foster parents, and about 18 months ago, we had 3 brothers come into our lives, and they are the best thing that ever happened to us, I have to be honest. They came in with their tablets, and they started watching YouTube, and of course us being interested in what they're doing, said, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just watching Markiplier, watching Stampy, watching PewDiePie, and watching H2O Delirious and Van Haas. And we're like, oh, that's neat, and so we started watching. My children, they're now 8, 10, and 11, but then they were 6, 8, and 9. So after seeing just a few minutes of what they were watching, we put our parent pants on and decided, let's find some different people to watch. No offense, but I don't think that their audience is the 8 to 11-year-old demographic. But that introduced me to this genre, or this method of expression, art, hobby, interest, whatever you want to call it. And they said, hey, you play video games, Greg. You should actually do videos. I never really thought about it before because I didn't know it existed. But I looked at them and I said, wow. I started doing research. I started researching on YouTube to see whether or not I had even the hardware to do it, the software, the ability. How hard is it? How does it to record? How to sync up audio? How to do the face cam? All that kind of jazz. And piece by piece, I started putzing around with it, and started making, videos of gameplay here and there, just using like shadow play and using just a few, very basic, very simple programs. And I really like doing it. And the kids, they watched the videos and they loved it. So they're actually the ones that got me into doing it. Next question is, what attracted me to the horror genre enough to dedicate an entire YouTube channel to it? It's simple. I like to be scared. It just gets the blood going, the heart pumping, the adrenaline for me. And it's not just in games, it's movies as well. I love a good horror movie, just like I could love a good horror game. And there's not enough horror movies that just scare you. I'm not talking about gory or just over the top, disgusting type of thing. I'm talking about suspense. jump scares, fear, kind of thing that you saw in the 80s slasher movies. And they were slasher movies, so yes, there was gore and all that kind of stuff, but they were scary too. Leatherface, Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy, even Chucky. Those were the guys. Those were the ones that just really scared me. You know, other movies that scared me were like, you know, the original Amityville Horror. And more recently, things like the Blair Witch Project, the first one, and the first Paranormal Activity. Partly because they were a little different and because they weren't super flashy. It wasn't all about the cinema, you know, the graphics and the big monsters and the spurting blood and all that kind of stuff. It was subtle, but no less effective for me because it was very, very creepy. Other movies like Insidious and The Conjuring, those kind of movies also, they have their moments as well. But it's all about excitement for me, and frankly, I can't play FPS shooters very well. And I'd rather play sports than play video games of sports because I'm not very good at them. So that would be why I chose horror. Another one is, what game was it that made me like horror? I would actually have to go back to some of the first games that I played when I switched to a computer to play games. And that would be The Seventh Guest and Alone in the Dark. Terrible graphics, but with Alone in the Dark, there was a lot of suspense, even with those very basic graphics. There was a lot of puzzle solving, you know, pushing a chest over a hatch so that a monster couldn't get up and get you, or putting a bureau in front of a window, or using a certain item, getting a certain book, opening, you know, a secret door. All those things on top of the suspense of not knowing what's going to be in the next room, that really interested me. And Seventh Guest it had better graphics, and it also had puzzles alongside with, you know, inside of it, and the whole trying to figure out what's going on to get out of the house. It kind of felt like Clue a little bit, because there's a lot of other people in the house that you couldn't tell who was friend or foe. So I would say those games really got me into playing horror games. Although I'm not exclusive to horror games, there are other games that I play as well. I've played, you know, Skyrim, World of Warcraft, EverQuest, you know, 15 years ago, Diablo. So there's a whole bunch of different games that I've played that aren't horror, but they're still, you know, pretty interesting to me. As far as games that are coming up that I want to play, you're not going to be surprised when I say Outlast 2. Also, the next Resident Evil's coming out, and there's a couple of games that I don't think are sequels. One's called Prey, and the other one is called Daymare 1998, and it looks very interesting. Yes, they're all horror games. I'm sure there's more that I will be anticipating to play. Friday the 13th. How could I forget about that one? It was supposed to be released this fall, but they pushed it out because they wanted to add a campaign, as well as, you know, single player mode, as well as another map. So I'm down with that. I'll wait. Not too long though. I don't want to wait too long. So some of my other favorites. Let's go with favorite food. Favorite food. I love barbecue. Love barbecue ribs. I mean, really, really good barbecue ribs. Not the dry ones. We're talking about sloppy, fall off the bone kind of barbecue ribs. And let's see what else. I would say a close second would be Uno's rattlesnake pasta. You got the pasta, you got the sauce, you got the jalapenos. It's just, love it. Shouldn't have a lot of it, but I do. Here's an interesting question. You are placed in a horror game in real life. Which game would you choose to be in and why? I had to think about this one for a second because, well, who would want to be in a horror game? But then I thought about it. In horror games, if you die, you can come back. You die, you come back. Some of them you don't. I'm avoiding those. But then I also thought, well, when you die, sometimes it's a fairly gruesome and painful death, like some of the deaths in Evil Within. Whether it's, you know, getting your head stomped or, you know, crushed or chopped off or basically just split in half. or spikes come on top of you. It's pretty gruesome, pretty painful. I'll pass. But I have to go with Dead Rising series. And you know why? Because you can make your own weapons. Have you seen some of the crazy concoctions that they made? You got a baseball bat, you add a table saw blade to it, and all of a sudden you've got this saw blade thing going on. You can take a stuffed teddy bear, and you can add fireworks to it, and all of a sudden you got a rocket. You can take a shopping cart and add like rakes and a battery to it, and then you've got like this battering electric ram thing. I made that up. I don't even know if it's in the game. But you can make so many cool weapons, and you can drive any vehicle that'll move. You can get in a car, or a motorcycle, or construction vehicles, or an ice cream truck, maybe even a Zamboni if you can get to it. And you can run over zombies, you can slam into buildings, you can crash into other vehicles, you can smash over fire hydrants, whatever you want. And you don't need insurance. What's better than that? That's great. So that's what I would do. So I just want to thank everyone that gave me questions. Now, before we get to the good stuff, I want to talk to you about something that we're going to add to the channel. And think of it as a measurement of how scary or how intense some of these games are that I play. And I decided to use not gold stars or tomatoes or bars or even thumbs up. I decided that the most appropriate measurement would be how many brown pants does it give you? So what we are going to use is a nice little nifty graphic, and we're going to rate these games on a scale from 0, which is about as scary as a puppy, up to 5 brown pants, which is going to look like you ate a whole bunch of laxatives. So use that gauge to determine whether or not you can handle the games that I play. Or at least let you know ahead of time how many changes of clothing you're going to need. Now what you're about to see is definitive proof that even I can get freaked out by these games. So enjoy. Oh, it charges back up. Okay, good. That happened in the last one. Oh, shh! You've got to be kidding me! Whoa! Come on. Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa! No, 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 no! What? Oh my God! What was that? Oh! Oh, you bit! Oh! All right, cool. Oh, and that's what I was worried about. I hear footsteps. What the?
No,
what?
no.
What the? This. Oh. Oh, jeez. Son of a bitch. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, where'd it go? What the? Elevator! Elevator! Going down. Woo! Oh shit! What the? Damn! Do I have to run? Oh, okay. So there you have it. Again, thank you so much for the support that you've given me. It's humbling. It's so appreciated. And I just want to say that there's so much more to come. But until then, take care. Hey everybody, GregGore here. Ooh, that was some loud thunder. It must be really close. I didn't even think there was going to be a storm or anything coming through. Alright, well, anyway, this might be shorter. And I'm coming at you with a special announcement. Now, during the month... Oh, man. Actually, hold on. Sorry. All right. Sorry. Yeah. All right. I thought I heard something, and so I just wanted to check and make sure that the generator would work. And it's already still flickering, but anyway, what was I saying? I don't know. I keep on forgetting things. I tell you, I'd lose my head if it wasn't still attached to my body.